Welcome to another episode of Breaking Bank. This is your host, Jack McKeag. Look for us on libertyaid.org. Write in your questions to contact@libertyaid.org. This one isn't really a question. This is, I'm going to go with a new video category here. I like it. We'll call it Did You Know? Did you know this information? And this is important information to know. I always, who could have their head in all this except for me for so long, right? And so people want to know some things. Okay, this is a good email that came in that prompted this. So let's hear this. Okay. A client wrote in about pro se, so we're going to write about pro se and REMIC, what those are, all right? Pro se just means it's a term that means you're going to represent yourself, your person, is what it means. They say, "Are you going to represent yourself?" And you say, "Yeah," and then they call it pro se, as they call it in court. That means you're going to not have an attorney, basically, is what it really means. Not have an attorney. That's really what it means. They say, "Oh, you're going to represent yourself." I mean, I'm already present. How do I represent myself? I'm present. Their comedy jargon is just like, I've asked them that in court. I'm present. How do I represent myself? And they're like, what? Anyway, it's just such idiots down there, just lying all the time. They didn't even listen to their own words. So that's what it means. That's when you go to court, pro se, 2 words, PRO, space, SE. And so that's what they just inflict upon you, basically. They say, "Are you pro se?" And you're like, all right, fine. You start asking them questions, and then they start blowing a gasket and whatever. So you just do pro se because they like you to. But the way you sign BY colon and your signature means you're signing as an agent for any entity, and you're not the entity. You're representing yourself. So they're calling the person that has an alternate name yourself. They're so funny. Okay, so there's that, pro se. Now we're gonna go, what's a REMIC? And the concept behind this is just funny. If you just Google REMIC, right, is what it says. A special purpose vehicle, SPV, right? That's a type of a financial instrument, right, that is used to pool mortgage loans and issue mortgage-backed securities, MBS, mortgage-backed securities, things that are bought and sold on the IRS. A security and exchange commission, right? It's an exchange. Securities are exchanged, okay? It's a security, all right? Real estate mortgage investment conduits, REMIC, right? Try it again, my bad. Real estate mortgage investment conduits, REMIC, hold commercial and residential mortgages in trust and issue interest in these mortgages to investors. This is the funniest thing ever to me. They just come out on Wikipedia and say, all mortgages are bought by trusts. In other words, your mortgage was paid for. Somebody already paid for your mortgage, okay? Who bought it, put it in the trust, right? They must have had it somehow, right? Because this company is saying, "Oh no, we got it," right? This bank issued you a mortgage, right? So they say, "No, you owe us." Well, what do they do with that thing? They sold it. To what? Well, bank is not a trust. So they're not the trust, right? They're not the trust they're talking about here, right? So it had to get in the trust somehow, right? And it had a value, right? They seem to think it has a value, right? Hundreds, $1,000s, whatever. They're trying to collect it from you. It has a value. They're pretty sure about that. So they got into this trust. So how did it get in that trust? Somebody had to pay for it. The trust had to pay money. to get it in the trust. Of course. Why else would it be in the trust? Obviously. Or you didn't take money, fine, you got it for free. But that bank, it doesn't own it anymore. You see? So someone bought it, put it in the trust. Then what did they do with it then? It says right on Wikipedia. Then what happens? After the trust bought this mortgage, already paid for your mortgage, in other words, after the trust already paid for your mortgage, so you don't owe it anymore, right? Then, this, according right here to Wikipedia, then they sold it again. They sold it, you know. It's so funny. Mortgage-backed security, they sold it, you know, on the New York Stock Exchange. Mortgage-backed securities are blah, 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 right? The trust sold it, the rights to it, right? It's holding it, but it sold it. It just says, we still got it, but we're selling you the rights. So they sold it again. That's number 2 that you know of right here in Wikipedia. That's twice your mortgage was paid for in full, according to Wikipedia. Right there. Oh, I'm sorry. Investopedia. My bad. Investopedia says so. And it's true. So yeah, that one just, did you know? Those are 2 times your mortgage was paid for. And Investopedia right here is telling you, word for word, that's exactly what happened. Just for starters, by the way. How many other times was this sold? It's quite a lot, it turns out, but there's your first 2 on Investopedia. Okay, that was, did you know? Right? Right as contact at Liberty Aid. We'll do a Q&A and maybe a did you know? Alright? Alright, thanks. Keep it happy. Don't worry, be happy, right? And then God will help you, right?